Welcome to the Aviation Hall of Fame of New Jersey. We came here because we gotta talk about flying. Now, maybe it's my algorithm, but this time of year, after the Super Bowl, for example, celebrities, hey Frank, it's Frank, are getting a really harsh treatment because they fly private to the Super Bowl. You've got the Taylor Swifts, the Bradley Coopers, and the environmental blame game begins. My feed is full of tweets like this. Taylor Swift's shortest flight that she used her private jet for, it lasted 8 minutes. If she says anything about saving the environment, then you get to just point and laugh. And they're kind of right. Just look at the receipts. Every single one of those lines is a flight path from a private jet. So it's not just Taylor. There was the 2023 Super Bowl in Arizona, the World Cup in Saudi Arabia, and the UN Climate Conference in Dubai. Yeah, the very place where they talk about global emissions warming the planet, all those private jets. I know I get accused of it. This is one of my favorite memes, by the way. Another celebrity on their way to remind me that I need to drink from a paper straw to save the environment. Always gives me a chuckle. For the record, most of us news folks, we don't fly private, we fly commercial. Don't get me wrong, we are no emissions saints. My frequent commercial flights are by far my biggest carbon footprint. There goes a private jet now. According to the group Transport and Environment, jumping on a commercial flight produces 10 times less emissions on average than a PJ. So how bad is flying private really? Well, NOAA calculates that aviation overall produces 3.5% of the global emissions leading to global warming. And thanks to a new study published in Nature, we know that private aviation makes up less than 2% of that. In 2023, private jets emitted 15.6 megatons of CO2. That's equivalent to more than 3 million cars on the roads for about a year. And private jets just keep getting more popular. From 2019 to 2023, private jet emissions were up 46%. It's not really just about the private jet's impact, emissions-wise, but it's about who is making that impact, because it really is an elite few. Of the global population, America only makes up 4%, but nearly 70% of private jets are registered in this country. I know, we're making it sound terrible, but flying is a huge part of our history. It's a huge part of our everyday. And this is not to say we need to stop flying. I mean, if you look at the emissions and the whole global pie piece, aviation's pretty small next to agriculture, concrete, or maybe even fashion. But again, it goes back to the small amount of people making that sliver of emissions. Only about 3% of the global population flies at all. And I mean, everybody's got to eat, so obviously agriculture's emissions should be more. So what is the answer? I can tell you right now, it's not Taylor Swift lining up in Group A so she can sit next to you. Can you imagine if the flights we go on could be carbon neutral or carbon negative when it comes to jet fuel? Well, there are companies, like Air Company, doing just that. I mean, if flying was still like this is a 1950s era plane. Look how big the seats are. Maybe we wouldn't need private jets. But for you and I today, knowledge is key. Knowing that short flights are worse than long emissions-wise because, well, you could be driving, and if you drive in an EV, the emissions are even better. And knowing that first-class tickets are less efficient than economy. And of course, trains are probably your best bet if you're really caring about the environment.